Hi, everyone, it's me, TatoSR, with another tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about the dual Lizalfos fight in Fire Sanctuary. I have done a lot of work trying to develop strategies that are simple enough to understand. Uh, it has been very difficult to try and make this fight easier, but I think I did a pretty good job. And I've created basically like a flow chart here of what to do based on what the Lizalfos decide to do. So, yeah. This fight is incredibly stressful and incredibly difficult. Well, not, super difficult, but it's incredibly stressful because you go into it in 2 hearts in all dungeons. In every other category, it's still stressful because the Lizalfos are stupid. But yeah, let's get right into it. So you start the fight immediately by rolling into the Lizalfos, and then they can do one of 4 things. Either the left one attacks, the right one attacks, they both attack, or they kind of stall you out and don't move. So if they stall you out, that is like the worst possible situation, because not only is it the slowest strategy that I've developed, but it's also kind of difficult to understand. So we'll save that for last. Right now we will start with the left one. So the left one attacking first. I'm gonna name these guys so I don't have to call this one the left one and this one the right one. I will call this guy Joe and I will call this guy Steve. So Joe and Steve. So this is when Joe attacks you first, you shield bash and then do a right to left spin attack. So this means that Joe is going to get knocked back, and then Steve is going to kind of crouch in defense position. Now, while Joe is knocked back, you want to go deal with Steve here. So I'll show you how that looks. Yeah, and then you just, fight him like any normal Lizalfos. And then there, I did a no-no. I rolled back. Never do that, and I will show you why in a minute. But for now, I ended up, reading the Lizalfos correctly and ended up destroying Joe. I'm sorry, Joe. So yeah, I'm gonna show you why you never roll there. After killing this guy, Steve. So I roll back and ouch. Right into an attack that I definitely did not have enough time to anticipate. I could have maybe squeezed in a parry there, but it would have been very close. I had like, what, 5-ish frames? But look at that. That is like negative reaction time I would have had to have. So yeah, don't roll. What you want to do instead, I'm going to show you. I do it correctly in the right one. So when Steve attacks first, here. When Steve attacks first, it's basically the same premise. Just shield parry, and then instead of spin attacking right to left, you spin attack left to right, and that means Joe is going to go into crouch, and Steve is going to get knocked back. So then you go deal with Joe, and instead of rolling back, just turn around, because then you have plenty of time to anticipate Steve's movements, whatever he's going to do. So yeah, that's that one. So that's if the left one or the right one attacks. It's a pretty simple strategy. It's pretty easy. So now I'm going to go over the actual easiest strat. It is if both of them attack at the same time. If both of them attack at the same time, it's as simple as parrying, then doing a spin attack, and then just picking one to do the final blow on, and then just deal with the other one. It's very simple. But there is something that can go wrong here, because the shield parry is a bit tricky, because sometimes their attacks can be staggered, so you'll parry one of them and then get knocked back by the other one, and I'll show you how that looks here. The strategy becomes more similar to the single Lizalfos strat, like if only one of them attacks you. In this case, Steve was a little pee-pee poo-poo boy and attacked me and didn't get parried. So Joe is stunned, Steve is not. So you want to spin attack right to left in this case to make him crouch and then deal with him, and then turn around and deal with Joe afterwards. And if this happens where Joe is the one that knocks you back, typically that happens if you're too early. Then you'll, spin attack left to right instead. But otherwise, it's the same strat. So up till now, you're wondering, why is this fight hard? Why are people failing it? This seems pretty straightforward. Well, here's what you do if they stall you out. Now, this is the correct way to do it, or one of the correct ways to do it. So if they stall you out, one of two things can happen. If you're too late, like I was here, you want to do... Basically, I'm going to walk you through the strat, like talking. You want to do a normal slash on the opposite direction of, this guy. So you want to purposely get blocked by the one you're targeting to make this guy kind of back away and crouch. And then from there, you do in this case, you would do a right to left slash, then left to right spin attack, immediately followed by a right to left spin attack, and then just deal with Joe here, and then turn around and deal with Steve. In this case, what happened was Joe blocked my attack, but Steve jumped back. And when they jump back, it typically means they're about to attack you. So you have to recognize that that's going to happen and do one of two things. Here I do a parry, but you can also do a side hop, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I do the normal slash, spin attack, parry, then do the other spin attack. Normally these would just be in succession, but in this case, I had to wait so I could parry Steve's attack. Parrying is better because it means that Steve is going to be dizzy while you deal with Joe, and it gives you plenty of time to react to his movements, like here. I also rolled backwards, which again is a no-no. Never do that. And then just deal with that normally. And I want to show you what happens with a side hop. Right here. You could also just, side hop. It's the same strategy, but it's a little bit scarier because, Joe here in this case, was not being... Well, he was being nice, but he could definitely choose to attack you at any point during the backflip and absolutely wreck you. And I will show you how that looks here. So yeah, similar attack. I did the side hop in anticipation, and then you just get wrecked. So with the parry, that will never happen, but it's harder to time, so it's a bit of a trade-off there. But now I'm going to show you the optimal stalling strat, and this is what you're aiming for. If you recognize early enough that neither of them is going to attack you, you just do the same strategy, and if... Here, I immediately am going to target Joe. So, if Steve doesn't jump back, he'll, crouch. And then that way, you could turn the camera entirely away from him, and he'll be stuck like that. He'll be stuck crouching and defending himself. If I had sound, which I don't because I don't know, I couldn't get it to work. You would hear that he starts doing the little tongue thing, like, or whatever it is. Yeah, I know. Flawless impression. And then when you turn the camera away, he stops doing that, because the game has frozen him because your camera is not, on him. So, just do the slash, spin attack, deal with him, and he's frozen right now, then turn around, and he's still doing that. So, and then you just deal with him normally. So that's the optimal strat. Here, you just purposely get blocked by the one you're targeting, then do a spin attack in the opposite direction, then another spin attack in the opposite direction, and this is also faster than the other one, because you don't have to add the parry in there. So shoot for this, but if you're too late and one of them jumps back, I wanted to tell you how to deal with that one as well. So, yeah, that's a very long flowchart and explanation of what to do during this fight. Hopefully you're not overwhelmed. With a bit of practice, you can get the hang of it, and hopefully not lose any more runs to these guys, because they are very annoying. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye.